Today I wanted to do something that I am going to start doing a little more often, I feel like, because I'm really enjoying talking about different interests that I have or hyperfixations of mine or talking about general mental health and experiences I've had. And I have so many stories, so many experiences, so many things that I could easily talk about. And today I am just going to be essentially putting out a video like love letter to a hyperfixation I've had. This hyperfixation has been around a good few months now. Like, it's stuck around, it's not gone anywhere. Usually my hyperfixations just kind of go away after a little while. My longest standing one is basically doing this, which is like YouTube stuff and streaming and things like that. Like, I have a bunch of things that I enjoy doing on a regular basis. I also have interests in different things, you know, like different shows or different people or games or like anything really. I've already talked about my hyperfixations. I did a video on it last year, but this is kind of a little bit of a love letter to one of the hyperfixations I've had for a little while now. I talk about them consistently with my mum. I update her on things that she has no idea about. She has no clue. She doesn't watch what I watch, and she has no idea really what it is that I do on my own when I'm in my room, and what I do on a regular basis, or what I watch, or what I enjoy, that kind of stuff. Not because she's uninterested, it's just I tell her things that I'm excited to tell her about, like moments that I enjoy from the hyperfixations that I have. And one of the things that I update her on regularly, and she has no idea what I'm talking about, is JRWI, which is Just Roll With It, which is a podcast which has now 5 members, which is Bisley Channel, Grizzly Plays, Charlie Slimesicle, Conda Fiction, and Milo Mumbles. Beautiful people. I've already talked about what, like the love I have for them as people I enjoy. I just enjoy them. For many reasons, but I wanted to talk about each individual member and what that each individual member kind of has meant to me over the past few years, honestly, because when it comes to this group of people, I'm gonna be real, I didn't watch most of them. The only one that I watched in any capacity at all was Charlie Slimesicle, and I have watched Charlie since 2021, I want to say. It's been a long time. I was there when he was a part of the Dream SMP. I was there when he was making a bunch of videos with Tommy in it and Filza, and I remember that time so vividly, and remember his time in Las Nevadas, I think it was called, Quackity's area of the Dream SMP. I remember all of it because I was there for it. And Charlie has always been a little bit of a little light bulb. He's been this little oozy boy, this little slimy boy on YouTube who I just enjoy watching because he's just really funny. I was a casual viewer. I casually would watch his videos. I wasn't really like invested in the universe of Charlie Slimesicle and watching every single one of his videos. I wasn't doing that. His videos will pop up on my feed, my recommended, and I'd just watch them. It wasn't like a thing where I'd be specifically waiting for his uploads. I do these days. I wait for a load of the people's uploads, but I wait for Charlie's. And I enjoy his videos very, very much. In order to really encapsulate what these people mean to me, I have to talk about each individual one and then really just kind of tell you why they mean so much to me and what they've done for me. Charlie, I've watched for many years and have enjoyed his content, whether it be casually or just really invested in the videos that he makes and laughing at his weird ass jokes. I've done that for years. He is not a new creator for me. I have always loved him. I've always thought he was just amazing. He's always had this just spark about him, and I love that, and it just makes me happy. Bisley, I didn't know about Bisley until I watched Wanderlust, because Wanderlust was the first JRWI show that I actually watched, and I watched that last year. I have mentioned in my hyperfixations video that I'm watched, I think, an episode of Riptide, like years ago, back when it first started, essentially. I enjoyed it. I just didn't really get invested in it back then because back then I had a lot going on and I wasn't really become invested in it too much. But I didn't really get into JRWI until last year. But the boys themselves, like individually, when they come together, it's a thing. And Bisley is such an interesting case. I would love to do what Bisley does because Bisley is insane. He literally has like green screen everywhere. He has like a room dedicated to making his YouTube videos and making these amazing essays on different games that either he enjoyed playing in his childhood or he just loves them. And you can just tell by the way that he talks about the games and how much knowledge he has about them that he genuinely loves video games and he genuinely loves the story behind each one. He just enthusiastically and without regrets just talks about everything to do with the game, whether it be the environments, the lighting, the characters themselves, and the backstory. It's all encapsulated in this beautiful 30-minute video. I will happily sit down and watch a full-blown, almost hour-long video essay on games that I don't even play, but I would love to play now because of Bisley. I have seen him talk about Red Dead Redemption and different areas of the map that you can go to have like little side quests, things that aren't to do with the main story necessarily, but you can just go to them. And GTA 5. He loves GTA. He did a whole he did a couple of videos. He did a video where he played and rated each GTA game. And then he did a video based around a serial killer that is in GTA. And as somebody who very occasionally partakes in true crime podcasts or videos or just documentaries or whatever, it's very occasional that I do, but I do sometimes because I'm a bit of a true crime girly. I enjoy the ones where they've caught the killers or the people who did the wrong and taken them. You know, those ones I like. The ones that they haven't caught, like, yet, I'm just like, I don't want to know. This man will talk about a serial killer in like GTA that was like crazy. I love that video. I've watched it like a good few times now. Every time Bisley uploads, I always watch it. His recent one, haven't watched it yet, partly because I need to be in the right frame of mind for the one that he's put up, because I need to be like mentally prepared to watch some of them. There are some where I'm like, I ain't watching that one, but there are some where it's like, yeah, I'll watch it later or something. But he makes these amazing video essays on like these video games. It's like, whoa. And I love them. I have binged all of them at this point, apart from the recent uploads. There were a couple also that I just could not watch, partly because of just my own inability to watch some stuff that he has uploaded because of some of the themes in said videos. But I enjoy him as a creator and as someone I kind of look up to elevate my own video creation. I probably will never get to his point, but it'll be kind of cool. I have nothing really to make video essays on. I'm not like a person who has like a bunch of video games that I've played that I can literally do like a video essay on. About the only one that I probably could is Raft, but the only reason that I could talk about Raft is because I've played it for many years and have done the entire storyline and have figured out everything about the backstory and what happened and why and everything. Like I just know all of it, so I'm able to talk about it, but that's for another video altogether. His videos are just so good and so awesome to watch that it's like, ah, you know? He's just very, very good at what he does, and I appreciate him very, very much. He's very, very cool. Thumbs up. Brilliant, Bisley. You're great. If ever you see this, you're a doll. Appreciate your videos. Please keep doing them. You're very cool. Also, if ever you want to be a voice actor, fucking do it. You can do voices. You're fucking good at it. What the hell? What you just sitting there? Go do the thing. Do the voice acting shit because you're very, very good at making voices and like and doing voices. Like just go do it. Go make a reel. Go make a reel for yourself and get out there and fucking do the thing. It's gonna be hard work. I know this. I understand that acting is hard. Trust me. I did a whole last degree on it and I've not done a single job since. Like, you know. But do it. You do very, very well. I heard your Thanatos voice in Apotheosis. Go fucking do it, bro. Bisley, fucking hero status in my mind. Then there's Condi, Conda Fiction. Now, here's the problem that I have. I don't really watch Condi. As far as I'm aware, he doesn't really stream all that often. He doesn't really upload very often. However, he is in a lot of Charlie Slimesicle videos and a lot of Grizzly videos. So I'm able to see who he is through that, I guess. He's very cool. I like him a lot. He's very awesome. He looks like he'd give the best hugs because he's just this tall ass man. Just this broad, tall, fucking beast of a man. Just fucking, he's built. He's very built. So I feel like he'd do a very, he'd get very good hugs, and I appreciate that about him. But also, he plays Jay Farron. Jay Farron, the most badass motherfucking woman in D&D ever. She's badass, and that's me saying that. And I have a pretty freaking good like badass woman. Like my little OC lady, she fucking badass. But Jay Farron, mine could never. Mine would. I feel like Ray would bow down to Jay. By the way, the Ray and Jay, that wasn't her Ray's full name is Rainari, so it's fine, it's different. But Jay is very cool. She's very, very awesome, and is one of my favorite characters in JRWI. I love Condi. I just do. I love him. I think he's great. I have not, unfortunately, watched much of his stuff. I just haven't. It's not on purpose. I just haven't watched any of his videos. I'm sure I will after this. I'll go and binge some Contafiction stuff. I know that he makes music, which is very, very cool in my brain. Because me, music-brained, as you saw from, like, my previous video, me having this, like, music theory-minded brain will just listen to, like, any, like, pieces that he might make, and just like my little analyzing thing goes, oh, how did he do it? Like, you know, he's very good at music. He's very good. I appreciate him so much. He's just very cool and very awesome, and I love him a lot. I think he's great. I am not as connected to Condi as I am the rest of them, but he does factor into one of the reasons why I love all of the boys, but I will get into that in a minute. Milo Mumbles. Now, I only found out about Milo when I watched Wanderlust. That's when I found out about her. Wanderlust finished not long before I actually started watching it. So it finished in the August, and I think I started watching it in like September, October time. So I missed the ending by like a month, but I watched it. I watched the entirety of the playlist. I was very happy that it had already, I guess, that it had already ended, because then I could watch all of it and just binge all of Wanderlust and not have to wait 2 weeks for it to come out again like I do right now for Riptide. Milo, I unfortunately, again, do not have much of a connection with her. She wasn't really there from like the beginning with like JRWI. She's an amazing addition. She is fucking amazing. I love her to fucking death. I think she's fantastic. I just unfortunately haven't watched much stuff with her, but the things that I have watched her in, especially when she plays with the boys, it's very much like, this person, I like her, she's awesome, keep her in this little group, keep her sticky, precious, bubble wrap. I want to bubble wrap this woman. She's just very, very sweet and cute and tiny, and I just want to go bubble wrap and look after, give pats on head. Just, she's very cute and sweet, and I think she's very awesome. She also has a very wicked sense of humor. She bounces off of Charlie so fucking well, and she's a fucking great addition. Well, she bounces off all of them, to be fair, so fucking well. She's just an amazing addition to this group of boys who I love and have loved for a long time. I genuinely love Milo to death. I unfortunately have not watched any of her stuff. Again, the same with Condi. I will, I just haven't yet. I've had so much to catch up on a lot of stuff, especially JRWI. I've got so much to catch up on with that, with regards to that, because I need all the lore before I can really like get into the new episodes of JRWI Riptide. So I'm just kind of doing that whilst also, you know. So Milo, fucking love you. So awesome. Such a great addition. Stick around, please, because you are just amazing. last human, the DM himself, Mr. Grizzly Plays. Now, here's the thing with Grizzly. I, without knowing it, have been watching Grizz, I think, honestly, maybe a little bit longer than I've been watching Charlie. It depends on when I started watching the anime voice camp, because that's what I first watched with Grizz. And I don't remember which one. I think it was the Tommy In It one that I watched, and that was like back in like 2020 or something like that. I don't really remember the year that that came out, but I remember watching it way back in the day without even really realizing it. But back then it was like very much I had a friendship group back then. We've all split off now for various reasons, but I had a little friendship group, and a lot of them were fans of like the Dream SMP and all that kind of stuff. Not so much anymore, obviously. But a lot of them really enjoyed Tommy In It, and I happened to come across anime voice camp featuring Rambo and Tommy In It. And I was like, I like Rambo. Tommy In It is alright. I find him a little bit annoying, but then again, he does say, hey, I'm annoying and I know it. Like, he admits it is fine. I was like, oh, I like Rambo. Rambo's a chill dude. I'll go and watch that because they're in it. I like them. I think they're great. So let's go watch it. So I did. And it was back in, I don't even remember really what year, because these years have kind of gone by so quickly. But Grizzly is such an interesting case, because once I watched that one, I then just continued to watch the anime voice camps. Like, I just kept watching them because they were just so fun. And as a person who wants to make acting a thing at some point, that would be kind of cool. I was like, let's see who this person is talking about voice acting. Like, that's crazy. I kind of want to do that one day. That'd be kind of cool. Like, I already have a voice set for Rainari when it gets to the point of doing D&D. Like, all this kind of stuff. I have, like, all these things mapped out. And I'm like, I am interested in voice acting. What is this? So I went and I watched a load of them, honestly. Grizzly was actually uploading and he was actually making content, so I was able to go and watch all these videos. And genuinely, Grizzly became, without me knowing it, I didn't subscribe. I didn't do any of that shit. It just came up in like the recommended after I'd watched, and he kept popping up on my recommended with like all his videos and stuff. And it got to the point where it was like, I really enjoy this person. And that's when I subscribed, was like a year or two after I started watching it. I was like, I haven't even subscribed to this man and I enjoy his content, so I'm going to subscribe. And then he just stopped uploading. So I've watched I've watched a few videos. I've watched his because Charlie did the same thing. I think they both kind of talked and were like, let's do this video because it's kind of cool. They didn't do it together, but they did it separately, and it was you play Minecraft and people pay to have things happen to you, but you have to try and beat it while those people pay to fuck your life up in Minecraft, essentially. It was just funny. It was just very, very funny. He's a funny man. I don't know if you know this, but Grizz is a funny man. He's also very talented. Let me tell you why. He can make any voice he wants come out of that mouth of his. He just it just comes out. It's just there, and I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he could go from Niklaus Hendricks, right, to Felipe in like that. Just a second. It takes a second to go from Niklaus to Felipe to, I don't know, Griffin to Dre to, like, he has all these voices just in him. And I don't know how he fucking does it, but he does it, and it's crazy and it's weird, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing with your throat to make it do that? Like, what interests me is I'm like, what part of your body does this all come from? Because a lot of it I know probably comes from like deep within his lungs, and there are some where it's like it's very airy and light. Like Niklaus Hendricks is my favorite character that he plays, and it's because of the voice that he gives him, because you can just tell from the voice without even the art to go with Niklaus. You can tell what Niklaus looks like just from the voice that Grizz gives him. I watch the videos of the podcast because I enjoy watching the reactions of everybody else when something happens. Because sometimes they don't verbally say something, but a look will go over their face, or they react in like a way where it's like not audible. So it's better if I can see the faces. Plus, I get like so distracted while listening to music or whatever while I'm doing stuff that I just don't really listen. I'm better with like visual because then I can concentrate on it and really like take in the information. Grizz is so good at bringing out this voice. It like he does like Dre's voice, for example. You can just see Dre. I am very much, if I hear something being described, I can see it in my mind. I can just see it. It's like a cinema playing in my head. It's just this image comes up of this person. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can see that person from the voice, from the description, just from like the way that Grizz even like physicalizes like who it is. Like he just physically changes the shape of his body. He moves his head in the way, because when he's playing Niklaus, he moves his head like a snake, because Niklaus is a bit of a snake, but we kind of love him anyway. And he just moves his head like to this, like side to side, like a snake for Niklaus. And it's like, I can see that Niklaus would do that while he's talking. I can see what Niklaus looks like. Niklaus is hot, dude. He's hot. He kind of hot. He kind of pretty or whatever. Like, I kind of like him. I think he's cute. I think he's pretty. I don't really give a shit. Like, if he's like evil or whatever. Like, he's not evil. He's fine. He's just a misunderstood little tiefling boy. He's just a boy. He's just a lad. You know. He's. I love him. I think he's great. But I can see all these characters when Grizz does the voices for them, which is one of the reasons why I love Grizz so much. But I've been watching Grizz just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer than I've been watching Charlie. Charlie was very much like a bit of like a few months after I started watching Grizz. And it wasn't an on purpose thing to watch Grizz. It's just that Nate was there, bro. And I was like, damn, what's this voice thing? And I just started watching him. Combining the forces of all these people. Milo being a later edition does not really change the reason why I am so fixated on JRWI. I'm fixated on it in a way that if I need some form of like dopamine hit, or I need something to pass time, or I need something to just make me feel a little bit better on a day where I'm feeling really down, there they are. They're right there. Those boys are there to make me have just this hit of dopamine, because just seeing their faces and hearing their voices and feeling like I'm sitting on a couch watching my friends play D&D, that's how it feels. I've sat and watched people play D&D. I've sat and watched my brother play video games. I've sat and watched my brother do art and just my brother Chris used to play the keyboard, and he would just sit and he'd just play it, and it would give me such a high. It's that feeling of sitting and feeling like you're involved and feeling like you are part of the conversation, because they make it feel so much like you're hanging out with friends. They just make it feel so good to be around this situation. You just feel like you're watching a group of friends play D&D, and you're just enjoying the show, and you get to laugh with them, you get to cry with them, because believe me, I've cried so many times with JRWI. It is like traumatic what these characters are going through, and it makes me laugh and cry and smile and be angry for them and be mad at characters for doing what they're doing, and I just love it. I think it's just such a light and such a fun thing to be interested in. I'm never going to pretend to know what these people are like in real life and how they are in general. I'll never pretend to even try and say that I know what these people are like. But from what I know and from what I have discerned from the experiences that other people have had with these people, it's very clear to see why their community loves them so much. It's because they get you out of dark times. As you all know, this is part of my lore, but I'll say it again. My dad passed away back in 2021, and not gonna lie to you, a lot of my coping was watching YouTube. The sequence of events that happened was that my dad was diagnosed and then died 2 weeks later. And then his funeral was on Valentine's Day. And then we were evicted like 2 weeks later. And then I was living on my uncle's couch for a year and sleeping very uncomfortably and comfort eating and watching a lot of YouTube. And Grizz was the first one who kind of, if I needed something, if I needed just like a moment to just forget that my dad was dead and that I had no home and that I was losing myself and losing who I am or who I was back then, and if I was feeling a little bit just not okay, him. And at the time, the Brighton Biter, I don't watch him anymore. Obviously, I'm not subscribed or anything with to him anymore. But Grizz was definitely one of the people who I would just watch these anime voice camps. I remember it so vividly because I was sat at a dining table with my PC sat on it. Well, no, my PC was on the table. My monitor was on top of my PC. This is back before I had like two monitors, because I have a monitor over there it's got my OBS on it to make sure that I am in fact recording and that everything's okay. And then obviously I have my other one. And I only had the one monitor at the time. And I had my old PC, my little baby girl, who's now under my mum's bed. She's okay, don't worry. Wrapped up. She's okay. On the table with my monitor on top and my microphone just on the thing because I streamed back then, obviously, and my phone was the only thing that I could see chat by because I didn't have two monitors, all this kind of stuff. I was dealing with my dad's death in not the best way. When I was feeling down, when I was feeling lost, I'd be sat at the I was sat at the dining table in my uncle's living room, and my mum would be on the opposite side, and I'd just be sat in the evening because I slept during the day. I'd be sat every evening watching videos, seeing if I could find some form of inspiration to get back into streaming and recording again, and I just never did back then. But I just sat and pulled up YouTube, as I always do. It's my one form of entertainment. I don't watch anything else. I would just watch YouTube. And just found randomly videos to watch. And I pulled up Anime Voice Camp featuring Tommy in it and Rambo. And I went, this looks fun. Clicked on it. And instantly just loved it. I just fell in love with the whole format and just loved those videos so much. That will always be a time in my life where I watched all of these anime voice camps, which I still do now and again, just pull them up to watch and to just enjoy some time, just remembering that this was what was my coping mechanism and just enjoying. I didn't even know JRWI. I watched maybe one episode of Riptide, as I said, like way back when, and enjoyed it. Just never got into it because back then D&D wasn't really an interest of mine. I didn't play it. I'd played, I think, 2 sessions of a campaign, and then my dad got diagnosed and we took a break. I was just not in the greatest of places, and Grizz definitely was like the first one that I watched and enjoyed. I just didn't know it was him. At the time, I didn't know. I had no idea who this Grizzly Plays was. I knew who Charlie was, and I watched Charlie as well to really kind of, you know. My favourite thing I saw of Charlie was in a Tommy in It video, and he was like, let me look up the best way to fight an ostrich, and then found a wiki on how to beat up an ostrich and just started talking about it. It's still one of my favorite bits that I've ever seen him do, and I would just watch all of these videos of Grizz and Charlie. I didn't know Bisley back then. I didn't know JRWI. I didn't know any of that stuff. I had no idea that that was an existing thing. I'd watched one episode of Riptide. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Malice, honestly. I don't really remember, to be honest. It was an early episode. I just don't really remember which one. But these boys have genuinely brought back a bit of a lease of life in me. And last year was so rough and so bad. And I started watching them September, October time, which was around about the time that my mental health started to kind of pick back up, and I started to kind of find a new lease of life. And now, because I associate Just Roll With It with a time in my life where I was realizing that I needed to really like buck up my ideas and actually start living life as I should be, it kind of has this association in my head now of these are my people. This is my community. This is the community I'm meant to be in. This is where I'm supposed to be, and I want to stick around, and I want to find people with the same interests. If you see this and you are a JRWI fan, I implore you, I have a Discord server. I'm not asking that you have to stay in the Discord server, but that's the best way to reach me is through my Discord server because I'm always on it. Join the server just so I can talk to you about Just Roll With It. My friends don't watch it. None of my friends do. Not even Swarm, who's my partner. He doesn't watch JRWI either. And he's like a D&D nerd. He loves that shit. But he doesn't watch it. If you are a fan and you have the same experiences with these boys, whether it's you've been in the fandom for as long as it's been going, like some people, or if you've only been in it for a few months, like I have, I want to share that experience with you and get to know more people who have the same interest in JRWI. And also just talk to more people. I'm always looking for more friends to add to my colossal pile of people that I love and adore. And I know that Just Roll With It kind of community is such a good one and such a nice one. I just have always had such a good experience kind of reading comments from fellow Just Rollers, you know, high rollers or whatever. I'm not a high roller on the Patreon. I can't afford that. I would love to one day afford that. That'd be kind of cool. But I am definitely a Patreon subscriber and I'm happy to pay the $4.99 a month to stay subbed to that because I love all of them and I want to see everything that they do because I enjoy their energy and they give me this like boost of energy when I need it. If I know that I need to record a video for something, I will watch like an episode of Wanderlust or I'll watch Riptide or I'll watch something. I'm in the middle of watching a Riptide episode right now. Like I stopped the Riptide episode because I just sat and I just was watching and I laughed at something that I think Bisley said and I just sat and I laughed and then it just occurred to me how awesome these people are and how much I want to be part of this community and talk to people who have the same feelings and experiences for JRWI as I do. I'm not going to sit here and say that they are the lights of my life and I love them so much. I'm not trying to be parasocial here. I know for a fact that it would be a 1 in a million chance of meeting any of them or interacting with any of them or anything like that. I know that that's like 1 in a million and it's never going to happen. I know that. And whilst that kind of, I'm like, I really want to though. I'm aware that they are human beings who have these massive platforms and they have so much that they're dealing with and that they need to do and they're existing in their own worlds and they have their own lives and all this kind of stuff. I still have such a good association with them because they are just such a good group of people who I genuinely, I'm not even gonna like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush here. Like, I'm gonna beat the bush, as they like to say. It's a combination of Grizzly and Charlie, really, that kind of saved me because those videos genuinely distracted my brain from the inevitability in my brain of if the universe can take away somebody who is that important to me and somebody who I love so much and have respect for, and I just loved my dad so much. He did so much for me. If the universe can take someone who I love so much away from me, what else could it possibly take away from me? It almost took away my mum. It almost took away, it just almost took away so much from me. And I had just YouTube to fall back on because what else could I couldn't do anything else. I was stuck inside. I was in my uncle's flat, 1-bedroom flat, sleeping on a sofa. I didn't have a home to call home. I didn't have my own room. I had no privacy. I had the only place I could go to just kind of cry to myself and allow myself to mourn even a little bit, even though I didn't really get to for that year, was the bathroom. I didn't really have anything else. So being able to sit in like my own little bubble of YouTube and watching Grizz and watching Charlie, having no idea that Condi and Bisley even really existed. I kind of heard their voices in like Charlie videos, but I never really kind of watched them. I never really kind of, it didn't really compute in my brain of, oh, I can watch these people, they have their own channels. It didn't really compute in my brain for some reason. But having these people who have no idea who I am, obviously, but they have done so much for me, and they've saved me and pulled me out of a very dark place. Last year was a very dark year for me. It just wasn't a good year. And discovering Just Roll With It genuinely pulled me out, helped to pull me out. It wasn't the only thing that did it, but it helped. Watching this amazing steampunk world just happen in my head, and these characters became somewhat of like friends, I guess. Not like literal friends, but like they became these characters that I could love and adore. Wanderlust will always be my favorite campaign. I love Riptide. I'm enjoying watching all the episodes of Riptide. I'm loving it, truly. But Wanderlust will always be my favorite because it was my first, and I'll always love it. And I associate Wanderlust with pulling me out of a very dark place and giving me just these images of these characters who I grew to love and grew very connected to. Introducing Milo into the mix and meeting Milo and her character, and it just really, all of the characters, including Milo's, have become like these characters that I remember and are very comforting. My favorite and my comfort character out of the cast of characters was Runt. I had a bit of like a big sister kind of feeling towards Runt, where if she was even showing any signs of being hurt or being ill even more than she already was, I just had this big sister urge in my brain to be like, I just want to reach out and pick her up and lay her in a nice warm bed with a nice fire crackling so that she could just have warmth, so that she wasn't feeling so bad. She was a comfort character. Like every time Runt would turn up, I'd be like, oh my god, it's Runt. And I'm basing like my character Rainari's characteristics to Troy Logford's kind of characteristics, where she's not as impulsive maybe as him, but she definitely has like the same energy of, hey, there's bad guy in front of me, I'm just gonna go hit it. There is bad guy, that's the bad big bad, okay, cool, I'm gonna take my fucking huge ass axe and I'm gonna chop it into his head. That's basically her energy. I just love it. I think Just Roll With It is genuinely ignited a love for D&D, and also pulled me out from the brink of not doing well, essentially. It's pulled me away from feeling like shit mentally, and I will always associate Just Roll With It with that. There's just, I don't have nothing else to say. All of them, all 5 of those beautiful people have one way or another pulled me from the brink, and they'll never know how important their show is to people like me, but I know for a fact that I cannot be the only one who associates Just Roll With It with comfort, friendship, and wanting that kind of friendship with people. So if you're looking for somebody to talk to about, like, to just yell at, or like to debate with, or to talk about episodes with about JRWI, just give me like a couple more weeks to like get through the rest of Riptide, to catch up with everything, and then I am good to go and good to talk to you about it. I'll talk to you about Wanderlust forever though. So any JRWI fans out there who have the same enthusiasm for it, hit me up. Come to my Discord server. I will absolutely talk to you for hours on end about it. I'll make a whole ass chat for it. How about that? Thanks for just sitting and listening to me ramble about all of the people involved and just roll with it, and just my love for it. Even Core and Anna, who is like Core is like, he helps out with like the set and like the lighting and the cameras and everything, and then Anna is the audio mixer. Like she does all like the audio things and just like so cool. Even they are just amazing, and they do such a great job with everything to do with Just Roll With It. And Shan, who does all the artwork for it and the references and stuff for all the characters, they're so talented. I don't know their pronouns, unfortunately, but they are very talented, and I've followed them on Instagram. Their art is fucking awesome. But I wanted to make sure that I put out this appreciation for Just Roll With It, and just tell you why I love them so much, and give this, like, it's not just a fan thing. It's, they genuinely helped me to drag myself out of a pit of despair and darkness, which I placed upon myself, and it was on me. So, thank you for watching. Join my Discord if you are a fan of JRWI and you want to chat about it. I am down for that shit. Come on in. I don't give a shit. Talk to me about it. I don't care. Anybody's welcome. No minors, please. If you want to give us a like down below, the button's down there. If you want to subscribe so that you can see more videos from me. I don't always talk about Just Roll With It. I will tell you, this isn't a Just Roll With You, Just Roll With It channel. It's very much, I talk about mental health, hyperfixations. I do some gaming. I did a lot of gaming last year because there are a bunch of games that I bought and I wanted to play them on YouTube. There will be more gaming. It's just that I've had a lot of stuff I wanted to just get out and talk about. And there will be more gameplay happening this year. Don't worry. I do have plans for that. I am currently in the middle of recording some stuff for a very long gaming video. It's not what you think. It's a very long process and it's taken a while. So, but I am working on something right now. But thank you very much for watching. Be good, support people, and fuck ice. Bye.